5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Oh, hello. It's Jeff Cannata with 2 N's and 1 T here. I'm just reading your question of the week. Today's question for me comes from @Limey0. @Limey0 asks, do you play more than one game at a time? And if so, do you play multiple games from the same genre or just one of each? Well, Limey0, I'll be honest with you, I tend to just play one game at a time. I find that, especially with big, in-depth, AAA games, I tend to find myself, if I turn away from one, having a hard time coming back to it. I will power through games. I will get really into games, especially role-playing games or something, and I will play and play and play. I'll think about them all the time. I want to come back to them. But then if something new and shiny is over here and I get into that, I have a hard time picking up where I left off and being... It's like... I do the same thing with novels, to be honest. I can only read one at a time. If I go to an... It feels like I have to complete this thing before I move on to the next thing. Now, that isn't the case with smaller games. Oftentimes, I remember a lot back when Geometry Wars ruled the roost, I would finish playing a longer, deeper game and just play a couple of games of Geometry Wars or any downloadable games now. Zuma back in the day I used to play a lot of. And even Puzzle Quest, which is a fairly deep game. Sometimes I would just play a few rounds of that after playing a longer, deeper, more intense kind of game. So I guess it's the little game, even Flower, or there's a lot of those downloadable titles that'll pop in because they're waiting on my hard drive after I've taken the disk out of a system or something. But for the longer games, yeah, it's usually just one at a time. Does that make me weak? I don't know. Thanks for the question.